Yeah, some people, they're like, I don't know, they're just going to show up and put windows in. I have no idea what they're putting in, but they're just happy that we're here. It's easy. You know what to do? Watch and learn. We only want to come here once, and then maybe we'll come back in like 50, 60 years. How's that sound?
50 years?
Yeah, we'll be like 80, we'll be like 90 years old.
If we're still here.
I'll be here. I was just about to do that. They thought no one would ever know. Nope. That's the test. You stick your finger in a hole, you never know what you're gonna get. Look what I got. Souvenir. Good morning, everybody. It's Ian from Timbre Home Inspection, and today we're out here in Springbank. We're at an acreage property, and we're going to be doing a new window replacement inspection for Ecoline windows. This is a fairly large house. It looks like most of these windows are going to be getting replaced, so it's going to be a big job, probably going to be lasting 2 days. So today we're going to just go walk around and look around and see what's coming out and what new windows are going to be going in, and we're going to be able to talk to the homeowners and just have a conversation with them and discuss why they're replacing their windows. Looks like we're dealing with some wood frame windows, so good opportunity to change these ones out. They're not very efficient, and they require quite a bit of maintenance. So come with me, we'll go inside and we'll see what they're up to today.
Yeah, we moved in December, and when it was minus 40, we had the breeze coming in. They're original windows from 1979. So.
You could actually feel the wind coming through the window.
You could feel the wind. You can hear people talking outside. You can hear traffic going. So
yeah. I noticed that you're right against the more major road.
Yeah.
So getting some new windows, you'll definitely notice a difference for sure. Yeah. No, these ones will be. I don't think you'll be able to hear a bomb go off outside. So
right.
Yeah, you'll be good. And then you're obviously going to get a lot more energy efficiency out of the newer windows. Mm-hmm. We can show you later on, once they start switching out some of the windows, how they seal around the windows. Okay. It's a newer type of product. It's a low density spray foam. These windows today we pull out will probably be just kind of stuffed insulation. Maybe. Which if you're feeling wind coming through, then there might not be anything.
Yeah. Well, they don't even close all the way, so.
Yeah, so that sounds like they got lots of issues. So it's good reason that we're here. Yeah, this is always exciting to see kind of the before and after, because it is completely night and day. Yeah. So
we're very excited.
Yeah, I noticed that some of the windows have some like coating on them, some tinting.
I'm not sure.
Okay. I'm not sure if you requested that or not, but I haven't seen a tinted window yet.
For the new ones?
Yes.
The bathroom one is frosted.
Right on.
So, and then we just added a little bit of detail, some grid lines on a few of them.
Right on.
So
Good.
see them up, but
yeah.
The ones in the front we kept completely open so we wouldn't obstruct the view.
Yep. Good. Sounds like there's some thought going into this. I like
bit,
that. Yeah. Some people, they're like, I don't know, they're just going to show up and put windows in. I have no idea what they're putting in, but they're just happy that we're here. So the fact that you actually put even some more thought into it, it just makes the end result even better, even sweeter. So
well, we tried. I mean, when you're spending this much on windows, you want them to look pretty. So
you do. You don't want to have to redo them next year and be like, you know what, I really like the that grid line, that detail, so we're going to switch those out again. Don't want to do that. We only want to come here once, and then maybe we'll come back in like 50, 60 years. How's that sound?
50 years?
Yeah, we'll be like 80, we'll be like 90 years old.
If we're still here.
I'll be here.
Yeah.
Don't worry about me.
Yeah, we probably.
Cool. Well, then we'll bring you back when they start removing one of the windows, because it's kind of cool to see what's actually there and why it feels so breezy. Yeah. Did you have an inspector come in when you bought the house? We did. Yeah. And he was just kind of mentioning that the older windows, not very specific,
you
but
could tell right away.
Yeah. You bought it when it was cold?
No, it was fall.
Okay.
But it was that minus 40 snap in January.
And then it was like, what is that?
We were stuffing everything.
Yes. And this house, does it have air conditioning?
No.
Okay, so you haven't really noticed. It's just a hot house, I'm assuming, when it's
actually cold.
Well, you got lots of shade. I've noticed that.
Yeah, and the sun comes over, and we don't get a whole lot of sunlight.
Okay.
So it stays really cold in here.
Good.
In the summer.
So we're more concerned about wintertime, keeping the heat in. because when you got all that shade and the sun, you know, in the wintertime is very low, you're not getting any really direct solar, you know, heating from the sun.
No.
So you really need to beef this up and really tighten up things so that you can be comfortable and not be walking around with a, you know, a sweater on and long johns and all that. Yeah, that's good. Okay, cool. Well, we're excited. We'll keep pressing on. We get a lot of UV here, so if they weren't sealed so poorly, then they would maybe have lasted a bit longer.
Yeah,
but if you're feeling air, then...
Well, it's not these ones so much, it's the ones that open.
Yeah.
Like wherever there's a screen, it just doesn't shut all the way. So that's where we really see the drafts, and that's where we're gonna...
Yeah. Well, the one thing too is if they are good homeowners that lived here before, they were doing some routine maintenance, which means that they're probably painting the window frames periodically.
Oh.
So every time you paint it, you're just adding more and more layers if you're not actually sanding it and scraping it, because I don't think people do that because it would take years.
Yeah.
Like you literally your whole life would just be painting and sanding your windows. So they just keep adding on paint. So then eventually the window the sash doesn't close properly. So if it's not fully sitting closed tight, then any drafts you're gonna feel. And when it gets really cold, especially here when it's all the shade, like we talked about, it's, you know, you're probably a few degrees colder in this property compared to somewhere where you're getting a lot more sunlight. So you're gonna feel it even more. And then it's a larger house, so those issues just compound. You know, if you're in a 1,000 square foot house, you only got maybe 10, 12 windows. You know, they're leaky, yeah, but the furnace can kind of keep up with the demand of how much heat you're losing. Here, you know, there's so many windows, so much space to heat, it's not even possible. So, okay, we have our one of our techs just removing the casing. Before we start to remove the window, we got to take the casing off. So I really like how, you know, gentle he's being with the casing and just taking little pieces out at a time, not just trying to rip it all off like Hercules and damage the drywall surrounding the window. Sometimes that does happen, just depending on the frame of the window and how it was installed before. So if there is any drywall that does get damaged, these guys are sure to make sure they patch it and repair it, so it's not going to cause any issues down the road. So this casing is fairly well nailed in, so it needs a little bit more persuasion. Watch your step. You want me to hold your hand? Come on. Such a gentleman. So I like to, especially when we're dealing with wood frame windows, just poke around and see what we're dealing with and seeing if we're going to see any kind of immediate signs of rot or deterioration, especially to the frame itself. Everything feels nice and solid. Seems like these windows were fairly well maintained. They didn't really let the previous owners didn't really let any deterioration build up. So I'm not really seeing any rot. The main issue here is leaking, is that they're leaking air, not water, but air, and very uncomfortable for the homeowners in the wintertime. So from the actual outside perspective, we're just gonna be able to just pull these windows out, clean up any of the insulation, and then just pop our new ones right back in. Try not to disturb any of the existing brickwork or any of the drip cap flashing. We're gonna leave that in place. It's important. We don't want to start messing around with the building envelope, especially if there's no signs of any issues with it. So we're about to get started and start pulling some windows out. And I'm very excited for that. It's easy.
Do you know what to do?
Watch and learn. Piece of cake.
Do you know why? Because he already done it out there.
What's that?
He already done it before you.
He's on the other side.
No.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm so useful.
Do you want to try this one?
What's that?
Do you want to try this? It's not gonna be the double time.
Oh, I can do that. I need the tools.
What's your head?
Trying to get poked in the eye. So already starting to see why these windows are so leaky. You can see this gap above the actual window itself, and there's hardly any insulation in there. And again, it's that insulation, the fiberglass bad insulation that's just stuffed in there, which essentially just loses any sort of insulating qualities. So there's areas here, there's almost no insulation at all. So this is the huge reason why these windows got to come out. It's just too leaky, and this house is too large. There's too many windows. This is just a compounding problem, and this house would be very, very cold in the winter time. So we get the new windows in, things are going to be night and day. We say that all the time, but in this house specifically, this is going to be a huge, huge difference for these homeowners. Try not to smash any glass.
You know that they're not gonna pay you for that.
It's more a mess to clean up. Try not to be as messy.
More.
I was just about to do that.
I think
You don't have any gloves on. I don't want to splinter my hands.
You're just too gentle.
I think that's good. I think I'm done. There's basically nothing inside this window sealing it from the outside. Inside, in between the frame and the jamb. This is really, really bad. There's just nothing there. It's moist. It's completely useless. Might as well just have been an opening in the house. It's not good. So this is kind of one of my favorite things because, you know, a lot of people, they buy windows. The guys come in, they take them out and they put them in. You don't really know what's actually happening. And you know, when those old windows were there. So Chelsea, you can actually see here the gap between the frame of the window and then the jamb.
Yeah.
There's nothing in there. There's a little bit of insulation of that kind of cotton candy fiberglass insulation that's just compacted and all wet and moist. So this is just basically like having a 2-inch gap in your house, which is why you could feel the wind actually coming through.
Yeah.
So this was a huge culprit. This is as bad as I've ever seen.
Oh, really?
It's like they didn't even try, which is odd because this was an expensive house 45 years ago.
Yeah.
So yeah, there was really not a lot of effort in there, which is why that's so drafty.
Is something that over time has like moisture got in there and it's kind of like disintegrated, or
no,
it's just poor.
They're just
windows?
poorly insulated. There's just nothing around them, and it is an older double pane window, so it's already not efficient to start with. So you really need this to be sealed properly. And you know, just back then they didn't really have the means to do that. So they just kind of loosely stuffed some fiberglass, but they really, because there's so many windows, the guy must have said, screw it, I'll do half of them.
Oh.
So that's why they're really poor. So
Great.
Yeah.
So we'll see what you pull out as you continue on then.
yeah,
If they're all gonna look like this.
I would assume that, you know, if one looks like that, then you can kind of just apply that to the rest of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe they installed them on a Friday. It was their time to go get some beers.
End. They did the top floor first and they're like, no, we're done.
Yeah, just get it over with. So when we put the new window in, there's still going to be that gap between the actual frame and the jamb. You know, you need that because nothing is perfectly square. No opening is perfectly square, so there needs to be some wiggle room. But when they do fasten the window into place, then you're going to see that sealant go in, and then that's going to 100% air seal everything up. And then when the window is installed, then there'll be a bead of caulking that'll go around the edge, just to prevent any water from getting in behind. So this isn't a nail flange type of window where you have a flange on the outside where you would kind of seal over that. It's a brick mold style, right, where you're going to be kind of inserting it right into the opening and screwing it into the sides.
Okay.
So then everything's got to be sealed up tight. So once they get started.
Multiple layers of insulation.
Yeah, they kind of go around one time to get it started, and then they let it kind of set, and then another couple minutes later, then they go again. No gaps. Slides right down. Oh yeah, didn't even break it.
The leg, you mean?
He gets a star. That's a gold star. Okay, so Chelsea, when we're looking at the actual opening, when we've taken the window out, we can inspect the actual framing of the house, the structure, make sure that nothing's, broken or, severely deteriorated. Take my trusty knife, poke around, just looking for any signs of rot. Because if there's too much rot, then there's going to need to be more significant repairs, trying to get away that anything that's rotten and deteriorate like that. So everything feels really solid. So they'll be good to just put their 3M kind of sill flashing. They just kind of peel and stick, and then essentially they're good to put the new window in place and then shim it. So they're going to be good to within 20 minutes to have a new window. Yeah.
Go help them.
What if I become more of a distraction? Then it could be more dangerous.
You think so? I don't think so.
It seems like they got a pretty good handle on it, to be honest. Here's our bad insulation. You can see how compressed it is. Very useless, very limited amounts of it. It's not going to do anything. So when we get our new low density spray foam insulation, once the window's in place, you're going to see a heck of a difference. Kind of an interesting part about the windows today is they actually are black finish. It's going to look really nice compared to the darker tones that this house has. If they went with the white color, it just would stand out a little bit more. This is a very expensive property, so you want everything to kind of move and kind of go together, everything like that. So it's really nice to see this black finish. Ecoline, they can do black, brown, white, pink, purple, blue, you name it, they can do it. So I can't wait for the day when I see a pink window. I think that'll be a very special day.
Or purple, your favorite color.
Purple's good too. Yeah, nothing wrong with purple. Can't beat purple.
Look at that.
Sawdust?
What's that? What is that?
It looks like sawdust. So I'm not sure this was being used as insulation or not, but this is just some sawdust. So not very effective at insulating around a window. It's very strange. Put them on top, sprinkle them around. Done. They thought no one would ever know. Whoever built this house thought this was going to work for however long. We'll try. We'll attempt to open the window. Oh yeah, that opened too easily. Well, it's very easy enough to open and close, but you can tell when it locks, it's not really sealing tight. It's just very kind of a loose seal, so very leaky. Again, I think that the windows being able to open and close is not necessarily the biggest leak. It's actually the inside of the window where it meets the house is where you're going to see the most air leakage. So this window won't even open or close, and it's not closed fully. So this is really nice. This is just going to be very, very leaky, and it's also in a bathroom, so it's exposed to a lot of condensation and moisture. So this one definitely would have to go regardless. I have my handy thermal camera which does help to kind of see where you see some temperature changes. And this window is definitely leakier than more modern windows. It's a little bit harder to see today because the outside temperature is not you know, as significant as the inside. So if we were on a really cold day, it would be a lot more pronounced. But this guy's definitely a leaky one.
You can't open it?
It's fine. I'm the strongest man. Nope. That's the test.
Tell me, why all the inspectors love to stick their fingers in the holes?
It's just a passion of mine. Been doing it for a long time, since I was a kid.
It's not about you, it's about all the inspectors.
You stick your finger in a hole, you never know what you're gonna get. Look what I got. Souvenir. I'm just telling Chelsea that I would think I might just leave this window open. No new window today, and I'm gonna put a little my golf ball on my tee. And I'm just gonna hit golf balls all day out the window, out onto the street. Just enjoy the view.
Trying to hit the passing cars?
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's the bonus.
Do you like the fresh air?
This is a really nice day. So we're just removing some additional parts of the existing window that was in place, just to make sure that the new windows are going to be able to fit all the way to the inside of the house, so that it's going to be flush with the drywall, just to make a nicer finish. So we just have to do a little bit of custom removal and make everything so it's going to fit nice and snug. So we've inspected the opening, no signs of any rot or decay, so we're good to go to put our 3M flashing on. Again, we're just protecting the sill of the window opening. Any water or condensation that was to work its way in over time, it's going to allow that bottom portion of the wood to be protected and not decay. I hope it fits. I really hope that it fits. It's a lot of weight. Wow. Look at that. So the window's in place. It already looks great. So triple pane, just a picture frame type window. All we got to do left is to shim it, screw it into place, sealed from the inside, sealed from the outside, and then this one's done. Make sure that it's level and plumb. Got to check that. I've got a new level today, so I'm going to put it to the test. Very expensive level.
I love your Dollarama level.
I got a special on Amazon. So I got my trusty brand new Amazon level, nice and plumb, nice and level, right on the money. We're ready to air seal and caulk on the outside, and then we're done. We're ready to go. This window is just about done. Last thing we need to do is put on our outside sealant, our caulking, and then it will be good to go. So we're gonna go all the way around the window. We're gonna do that with all the windows we install today. That'll prevent any moisture, any condensation from happening. Over time, this caulking will deteriorate, you know, between 2 to 5 to 10 years from now. So eventually it'll need to be cut out and re-caulked, but the homeowner can take care of that in the future. If they're not, you know, able to or not handy enough, then they can just hire someone, you know, kind of a general handyman will be able to take care of that job. So, okay, so we're just wrapping up our portion of the project today. We've seen one window go in from start to finish. We've inspected a few of the openings that have been created with the old windows coming out. So we got another 21 windows to go. We're gonna take off, but these guys are a great crew, so they're in good hands.